So I'm going to offer the following thoughts and considerations and insights. And if you bear with me or bore with me, if I can be saying it that way, the first thing is selflessness. Masood Ansari wrote a book back in the 80s, and Masood, I believe, was a member of IMDHA. I had several opportunities to speak with him. He presented at the Louisiana Hypnotherapy Organization, but he wrote a book back in the 80s, already recognizing. It's an excellent book. He has a really, really good differentiation between sleep and hypnosis, which is a common misconception about hypnosis and often confusing to the client. But he wrote in his actually it's in his preface to the book where he states the danger. He foresaw this. I hope this effort, and this was after he's saying that this book was based on 20 years of experience. I hope this effort will help those who are looking to take advantage of hypnosis as an effective modality for their self-improvement and self-development. Finally, I hope that the book will contribute to the development of this science for the purpose of human well-being, and that hypnosis will not be regarded as a tool to enhance power, influence, or prestige over others. What a prediction. What a prediction. The idea that we have interconnectedness, there's an interconnectedness in our profession. And to state it simply, it's the honor of one is the honor of all. The hurt of one is the hurt of all. And I got these quotations from this little book. I'll show you where my mind goes. This is, it's a daily meditation book, a native wisdom for white minds. And it gives a different point of view to a lot of what we take for granted, in as far as us being the only people with the right way to do things, etc. These people have been influenced by their ancient beginnings, their forefathers, and they've learned in a different way than we have in Western society. And it says here at one of the meditations, it says, when one is honored, we all benefit. There's no real competition except with ourselves. When we are following our own path and being respectful of that path, we hope that and assume that others are doing the same. Therefore, when others accomplish something and we are honored for that accomplishment, it's because they have been true to their path. Since all of us are connected and are sisters and brothers, we feel proud when members of humanity are honored. As part of this creation, we are interconnected with everything. And when any part of this creation is violated or wounded, we feel the violation. We are affected by that violation. Since we are all participants in this great creation, we hurt when others hurt. Wounding is not individual. So honor is all of ours, but so is the wounding. And there are certain things that happen that we can't control, but that looks bad on all of us. Certain recent events in the Midwest and regarding a hypnotist and his clients, and we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later on. But personal honor is not open to compromise or negotiation. That is one of the things that we need to really focus on, is that we can't compromise ourselves. Janis Joplin, of all people, indicated that. She says, don't compromise yourself. You've all that you've got. So we have laws and we have situations which, you know, uh, it, ethics is a form of a law. A law usually has there are certain states with certain regulations that are required. Um, you have uh, every every set of laws. A criminal law it comes in the form of a code. Uh, the rest of the civil law is usually in the form of what we call common law, except for here in Louisiana, we have to be different. And we go by the Code Napoleon, which is a code of civil conduct. And you may be surprised that the Code Napoleon was actually influential in developing the laws of the countries of as far away as Russia. Of course, Napoleon had the Russian campaign, but he left at least that idea that you had to have some uniformity in the way that we deal with civil matters as well as criminal. Uh, all of the states and states of the United States and provinces in Canada, except for Quebec and the state of Louisiana, used the common law because that was the British influence. Um, in Louisiana and Quebec and most of South and Central America, we use a civil code, the Code Napoleon, which had had the influence on all the setup of all of these governments. And generally speaking, hypnosis is not a regulated industry. And so I just want to make a point that generally speaking it's not regulated. There are some laws in some states which regarding hypnosis are affecting it in one way or another, either directly or indirectly. Examples are Washington, which requires registration, California, which requires mandatory disclosure of services, New Jersey, which does not allow the use of the word hypnotherapist, Texas, which has specific requirements for the use of the word hypnotherapist. You can call yourself a hypnotist. Louisiana has a law that implies protection for hypnotists and hypnotherapists who make certain written and signed disclaimers and disclosures, and we'll be discussing disclosures and disclaimers and along in the program, and that they're protected. We're protected if we make these disclosures and keep it in the client's file for a certain number of years. Hypnosis may be delegated to another profession, and there may be local ordinances of concern. I know that if you go from location to location doing stopping smoking, you may have some particular requirements at the individual city or town or county where you're putting on the seminars.